Everyone, welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Bit of a different setup today. Apologies for that. It's just because I had a bit of a computer drama, and so yeah, I'm on my reserve computer. So apologies for that. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me for another video. Let's get straight on with it. So as you can see here, I've got some drawings on a chart, which you may or may not find useful. Now, last video was on Friday, and I was excited to see where Bybit's weekly candle was going to close. And indeed, it closed very bullishly. So it closed up around 69,000, bit of a pullback today. Now, the significance of closing at 69,000, well, actually, the significance of closing a weekly candle above the previous high, which was here, of 65.5, to me means continuation of the weekly uptrend like that, with a sequence of low, higher, low, higher, low, and then high, higher, high, and then wherever this finds its high, it's likely to be a higher high. And so that's continuation of the weekly uptrend. You can see that the weekly momentum will continue to rise as long as Bitcoin closes this week above 64.5. So that'll be an interesting area to look at come the end of the week. It's not a million miles away from how many weeks ago was that? 1, 2, 3, the September highs, basically. So it's too early to say anything significant about that, but that's where the pivot is at the moment. You can see that the MACD is continuing to be green. It hasn't picked up a great deal of pace yet because despite this being a weekly uptrend, it's not been a particularly aggressive one. So probably more to come. Let me just rationalize the chart a little bit before I then jump down to the lower time frames. And for some reason, I've got a slightly different setup. And I can't see the thing I want, but never mind. Excuse me, the show must go on. So jumping now down to the daily time frame, you can see here that I had this little 4-hour range on, which indeed Bitcoin did close above, and then it's come back into. Now, so it looks like with only, 5 hours left to go before this daily candle closes, it's likely that this is a pullback. Now, is it the pullback in its entirety, or is it got more to go? Well, let me see if I can help solve that one. There we go, I found the thing I was looking for. So if you were to join me on a 4-hour time frame, which I'll take you to at the moment, but just from a momentum point of view, you can see the MACD has turned red and will remain red as long as Bitcoin's closing dailies below, 67.8, which is about $500 away from at the moment, and there's 5 hours to go. So we'll see. On the 4-hour, be able to see a bit more detail. You can see this nice 4-hour uptrend with a pullback on that last move. Now, I'm going to be bold and suggest that this last impulsive move of sorts started here. No, sorry, I need a Fibonacci retracement, which is not that. It's definitely not that. That is a long position. That is not. These are not the droids you're looking for. This is the droid you're looking for. And, wow, there's all sorts of craziness going on. Let's do it third time lucky. So if I was to take it from the bottom to the current top and move that out of the way, you would see hopefully quite clearly that so far the price has found support around the 236, almost to the penny or the dollar or whatever. Dollar, penny, whatever, at 67 or 66.9 on this 4-hour time frame. I think it's very, very legitimate for Bitcoin to pull back a bit more, even as far as 65 and change. Bit below there, things look a little bit different. So the 382, a pullback to the 382 on a Fibonacci retracement is kind of like expected in a strongly trending move. Pullbacks that are greater than that make you think a bit harder. And in the presence of this support resistance area on this 4-hour time frame coming in around that 382 area, 65.3. So basically where my line is, I could draw it on for you, comme ça, as they say in France. Then I would say that's a good target for pullback if the pullback isn't already done, which it may or may not be. Now you can see that the 4-hour momentum is getting quite close to the zero line and will cross below the zero line. And what does that signify? Well, in my mind, that signifies 4-hour momentum crossing back to the downside, or particularly losing upside momentum. But it's a fair way away on price, so 64.3. And you can see that that would be indeed below, as things stand with the MACD, below this, what I think would be a support level if price gets there. It looks like it's getting support at that 236 on the Fibonacci, which is basically 66.7. So we'll see what happens, but certainly between where price is now and the blue line here would be a valid pullback target should Bitcoin want to pull back a bit further. Now, what else was I going to say? Let me just gather my thoughts. I think that just about covers it for now. Yeah, on the daily, you can see it's around this resistance level. So a pullback, completely normal. But yeah, the trend is definitely your friend on the daily. And as long as you treat it as such, it will continue to do so. So yeah, there we are. I think it's more likely than not that Bitcoin will end this week in a bullish manner because of the trend and those momentum pivots. Will it pull back a bit further on this 4-hour time frame? Only time will tell, and we'll check back in tomorrow to see what happens. Thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and share, and join me tomorrow for Tuesday's price action analysis. Take care.